Hey, tell us, what is the new space race? What is Space Race 2.0?
Well, just as you described, there is always a competition for control, dominance, and survival that goes across the planet. And so you described what President Kennedy said. And what's amazing is how history repeats itself. So we are in the same battle for economic preeminence. And China now is the one that is the most aggressive at trying to take that high ground. And again, America has to get back onto this footing where we understand the nature of this new fight, because China is very clever and they are abiding in this war with information and economics. And it looks a little different than the Cold War, but it's the same basic problem.
Well, we know it's obvious that the Chinese have fought us on terrestrial manufacturing. It's an economic war. We talk about that all the time. And they're beating us on terrestrial manufacturing. We've outsourced so much to China. We saw that stark reality during the pandemic. President Trump made us aware, but the pandemic really drove it home how dependent we are on China. But now there's a new manufacturing battle. Can you describe that?
Yeah, so the new manufacturing battle, and one of the reasons why I'm in the position I'm in now, is to help revitalize and recreate the American dominance in manufacturing. And this is with regard to advanced manufacturing techniques. This is everything from optical robotics to artificial intelligence applied to 3D printing. All of the things that we have discovered since the Cold War and since we lost those manufacturing jobs, we have an opportunity as a nation to rebuild our manufacturing base. And the real battlefront, as you pointed out, is space, because space is almost unlimited resources, unlimited information, unlimited capability for the human race to reach new heights and save Earth and save our civilizations.
Well, I know you have a solution. We're going to talk about the solution, but I saw the term ISAM, in-space assembly and manufacturing. Can you describe what that is?
Yeah, so if you take a look at what the government has done right now, they have put out documents that talk about the foundational element of the space economy is going to be the in-space assembly and manufacturing. And what this means is, instead of trying to build things on the planet that are bulletproof in order to survive the violence of launch, we actually start throwing up the parts that are resilient to that kind of launch and then assemble them in space. And then the next step will be to take resources from asteroids and other bodies, celestial bodies that are really close to the Earth, and use already known techniques of mining and 3D printing to be able to actually build things in space. That's the manufacturing that we're talking about.
Right. Well, we know China has been battling us here, and we know that they're operating in space, but I don't know exactly what they're doing in space. I hear the dark side of the moon, and I have can you explain a little bit about what China and the Communist Party is doing in space?
Right. So China is laying the foundation for economic dominance. And part of our problem as an American society is we have not even built the infrastructure in space to see or know what's going on. So whatever China is doing on the dark side of the moon or the back side of the moon, we can't see it. They can see it because they're there. But we don't have the capability to even have the warnings and indications to understand what they're doing. The second piece is that they're building the three foundations of economic dominance. The first is transportation, where they can move things in space cheaper and faster than we can. The second is communications, where they can see and talk anywhere in the cislunar economy. That means between Earth and the moon. And the third is energy, power. They're using nuclear plans as well as solar power plans in space to energize the economy. If you can move things faster, communicate better, and deliver energy cheaper and faster, you own the economy. That's what China's doing, and we don't even know half of what they're doing because we can't see.